Good afternoon, dear viewers, investors, partners, and everyone who cares about the LLC Sovelmash project. You are on our channel watching the Expert Time show. Let's talk about the pressing issues and try to answer your questions.
Good afternoon, dear investors, partners, viewers. Good afternoon to everyone. I understand that the main question everyone is interested in is whether the architectural and urban planning solution has been approved or not. No, it has not been approved. And in recent times, there has been a considerable amount of palpable tension steadily building up surrounding this entire intricate process, leading to a multitude of pressing questions and, indeed, all sorts of diverse and innovative suggestions. But I have always asked and continue to ask, please remain calm. And in order to truly understand what is fully happening, and that it's not just happening to us, but is a general situation for Moscow, I would strongly suggest that everyone who truly wants to dive deeply into this particular topic type the precise phrase inspection, inspection methods, inspection of high polygon 3D models for architecture, urban planning solution, or simply for AUP into a search engine. There you can get acquainted with the topic, read up, and see what kind of problem has been created by all these high polygon issues. It's just truly indescribable what is actually going on. We make necessary changes, submit them, then get comments, and then make changes again. We've attached the same document multiple times. There is no document. At a joint meeting, specialists, here, the document is attached. Oh, okay, fine. 2 more uploads go by, and the documents are missing. How can they be missing? It starts all over. What happens? And what happens is that our highly competent people, the specialists, in order to make life easier, wrote and launched some scripts and are rubbing their hands in satisfaction. A batch of documents comes in with BAM. The scripts check them, BAM, remark, yeah. BAM, and the response is yes, submit. And these scripts, cobbled together in a hurry by brilliant people, were put into operation, but they contain bugs, and those bugs are the first thing that show up. And everything that was there, it seemed like it had already been checked. Everything was fine, but at the output it got all messed up. Bam, you get a remark. Where did that come from? What? Those are bugs. So, naturally, the employee looked at it, forwarded the file, and sent off the response without thinking. For any computer product, besides all the electronic versions and artificial intelligence, you need real intelligence with hands, a thoughtful, highly skilled specialist who understands and knows what they're doing. And then the specialist looks and says, yeah, this part's messed up, and here too, and, well, here as well. So they sit down together and start working on it. But for people to actually sit down and work together, certain steps need to be taken because everything is in electronic form and you can't reach the person directly nor the management since it's in an electronic office. When you do manage to get through, something gets done, but next time a new specialist comes along, everything starts all over again. And once we went through this situation, the question came that something needs to be done about it because it doesn't affect us. Colleagues, if you look it up on the internet, you'll see and understand that this doesn't just concern LLC Sovelmash, not only LLC Sovelmash, it concerns everyone. That's why we're dealing with this issue, working on it every day. There's a lot of discussion and a lot of work, and the main thing there is not to lose your balance, not to fall into hysteria, not to start waving your fists, because the problem is systemic. Of course, you could use your connections or pull some strings, but we have to work together for a long time, and we should leave behind a good reputation, not something like that, right? Because you yourself wouldn't respect someone who, for example, forced you into something. This work is ongoing, and what's important is that it hasn't stopped other work from progressing. Right now, we have a lot of different projects underway. Events are happening, negotiations, correspondence. The situation is changing in the manufacturing sector because as of today, it's already clear and obvious that Russia is facing a shortage of machining, a shortage of electrical machines, and a shortage of solutions. Literally right before the webinar, I received an inquiry, got on a call, and spoke with potential clients who want to get involved, who are trying things out, because funding is being provided for new equipment, for new models, for import substituting products. There are indeed several such negotiations that occur every single day, so what we had anticipated at certain stages, even when we were just starting the project, and what is happening now, one could certainly say that our forecast was quite accurate. So that's basically the main thing I wanted to share, but now it's your turn, whatever you'd like to hear from me. Ask your questions.
Will there be any more construction work? And has a second water supply been installed in the building?
Well, all the engineering networks have been completed and put into operation. Right now, the building is supplied according to the project plan, heating, electricity, and water supply. There are some major works related to the contractual supply of heat carriers. And without fulfilling all the technical requirements for connection, there would be no talk of completing the construction at all. So all of that has been done. There are a number of comments, let's say, non-critical ones regarding the general contractor. All of these are being addressed. The work is proceeding as planned. The issues are being resolved using the funds from the warranty retention. This refers to what we withheld during the construction process to form a fund, not in cash, but in figures. And then they complete the work, and we say that we deduct this amount here, but we are supposed to pay them this money. If there are no claims, we have to give it back to them. But we say, we're reducing the amount, and if you want, we can pay for this work with that money, but only if it's for some additional work, or if you want us to pay for the work, but then that amount will be gone. Not from the main expenses anymore, but from the warranty retention. And the amount of warranty retention that you can return will decrease. That's the kind of work being done here. The general contractor is based here on site.
Metal parts for angle grinder stamped. Is angle grinder production progressing?
Of course. Right now, we're assembling the engine. Other parts are being prepared. We're currently waiting for the cold heading machine. It will have a capacity of 6 shafts per second. That's for the blanks. These components will then undergo further precision turning, final surface finishing where the crucial bearings will be securely seated, subsequent threading, and careful tightening procedures. All of this is being done. Besides that, there's more work happening. Right now, as soon as we finish casting the required number of rotors for the Modilek, we'll thoroughly clean out the furnace and then switch to a completely new alloy, a distinctly different alloy, to cast an additional batch of housings. These are the gearbox housings and the gearbox flange.
What we're doing now for the angle grinder is already for a specific order, its actual product release. What does this mean for DTB?
As we've already mentioned, there are more than 7,000 people with pre-orders, and additionally, over 7,000 applicants, and that's not even counting the significant number of angle grinders. Yes, the lists have already changed a bit, but there are still quite a lot of pre-orders. Plus, the main interest is from abroad. It's still not Russia. The research that was conducted wasn't done by us. It was actually carried out by marketing specialists. At first, we were skeptical about it, but after getting to know this market, we're looking at it quite optimistically.
When will the fundraising end?
We had previously stated that we would continue collecting funds until all the installment payments are completely finished, even if that happens and. Let's put it this way, even if not all the installments are paid off, we can still issue shares for that amount and allow people to purchase these shares, let's say, with payment in installments on credit, basically interest-free, right? That's also possible. It's provided for by law. But the thing is, once the share allocation is done, that only applies to the installments. Any further investment will only be possible if a decision is made to issue more shares. But I truly believe that, thanks to the substantial funds we've already successfully raised and the excellent, high-quality equipment we currently possess, I honestly do not foresee any immediate need for a new share issue in the foreseeable future at all.
When will we see your armored vehicle in field test?
By the way, regarding the APC, just the other day we received some specific and essential parts related to the sensors. Last week, the guys thoroughly checked the engines and meticulously tested the windings. And as soon as we're completely done with the machines, we're still patiently waiting for the large cold heading machine. It's quite big, so we'll definitely need to carefully bring it into the workshop. After that, we'll be able to bring the APC into the workshop to restore all the electrical equipment and install the battery that was used in the first version of the Modilek. Then it'll be able to move under its own power, since we have the controllers, the engines, and the batteries. At the very first opportunity, after the building is delivered and the cold heading machine is set up, we'll get it inside.
But with that, our time for this broadcast has come to a natural end.
Colleagues, thank you for your questions, thank you for your patience, and for your trust. Please try to keep a balanced attitude toward the situation with the architecture because, well, it just happened this way. They wanted to do it, but didn't calculate everything, didn't weigh all the options. There weren't enough specialists. There are all sorts of reasons. And still, please believe and understand that this is not directed against us. No, this is a misfortune, a shared misfortune right now. For many people, we can't put pressure on those also in a difficult situation. We need to find a balanced solution. That's why we need to help resolve this. Find a solution, one that satisfies everyone. Because after us, there will be others. They are also citizens of Russia. They live in this country too, and they also build and create launch projects for a reason. They have the same goals as we do. Thank you. Until we meet again, take care of yourselves.